So the first clip in part 2, I want to show you how trading works. Now, in ESO, we have trade guilds, and you just saw the trade guild that I'm in. Our trader is Rudy. He's located in, I believe this is Shornhelm. This is the trader right here. So, not like in RuneScape where they have a grand exchange. In ESO, all trading is done through guilds. If you want to get a good price for the really expensive items, you can't sell them to an NPC. You have to sell them through trade guilds like this. So I'm part of the Wandering Merchants, and anyone in the game can go up to Rudy at this time and see what each member of the trade guild has up for sale. You can see the price on the far right. You can scroll through all the items, or you can also categorize them. Like I can find all the soul gems pretty easily, just like that. And so now how would I put up an item for sale? Well, I'm part of that trade guild, which means I can list items with that guild trader right there. So I know in my bank I have something called a perfect row, and that is a provisioning ingredient that's really expensive. You can see my master merchant add-on tells me what the sale, how much other people have sold that item for, which is a really handy add-on. It collects a bunch of data, and that it helps you price out the items for a fair price, and you can actually make profit. Now, I know you love trading and making tons of money in all the other games we love playing together, so I'll show you how we do this. So I go to the guild store, and then I select my perfect row, and then I can set how much I want to sell it for. Now, I'm not selling a huge stack, so I usually undercut the price, give my buyers a pretty good deal, and that'll make sure it sells really quickly. So now it is listed at our guild trader. So how would someone go and buy that item? Well, they go to Rudy.
Anything I can do for you?
Go open the guild store. And then now they just have to search for the crafting and provisioning items, and then they will see under all ingredients my perfect row right at the bottom, and then you can see my name, Etten the Breton. It's for sale, 9,500 gold, and it's as easy as that. And later on, after I taped this, I logged back in, and it already had sold right there. So once my item sells, I have something in my mailbox. I can press E to collect the money, and then just E again to delete it. And that's how trading works. Now I'm about to enter the Corpse Garden, which is a delve, which is also known as a public dungeon. And this is something I've just started to do. They're called pledges. They're daily quests given by the guild called the Undaunted. And one of those quests involves going into this public dungeon, placing down those ancestor wards that you see listed at the top right, and then also defeating kind of a mini boss at the end. And then I'll also get an achievement for it. So I'll show you a little bit more about combat. I'm using my basic rotation here. Currently on the destruction staff. I'm a Templar, so I can use that Adric Spear ability. I'm just going through this dungeon. And I really like how the combat system in ESO, it does limit you. It's almost like playing with, just a hand of cards. You can only have 5 regular abilities and then 1 ultimate, which is set to R right there. And, that limitation in combat makes you be creative. Like, how can I use these set skills? There are a ton of skills to use. How can I use them better than everyone else? How can I use my skills to improve and, make myself survivable? Now, in this dungeon, there's something called a Sky Shard. These are collectibles scattered all across all of the zones, and once you get 3 of them, you actually get a skill point, and then you can use those skill points to unlock new skills for your ability bar at the bottom, or upgrade existing skills that you already have into morphs. Now, every skill has a morph, and that adds in, a little extra bonus depending on what your playstyle is. That's how you choose, like, whatever you want. So, here is the mini-boss at the end. I pretty much destroy him. I don't even need to switch to my healing staff to like lay down the ward that gives me extra spell resistance or heals over time, or just gives me a straight burst heal. I just tear him apart with my Adric Spear, and then I did cast my ultimate there. That was the ultimate for destruction staffs. It's a big storm cloud of fire that just tore him apart. So now I have just beat the boss in this public dungeon. I get this achievement, Corpse Garden Explorer, and then I'll bring up the achievement menu for here. Now achievements are unlocked character, they're not account wide. You unlock them for each character. And there are just achievements for everything, player versus player, crafting, dungeons, exploration, quests. I've done all of the achievements for the Daggerfall Covenant. That is the alliance that I started the game with because I'm a Breton. Got all those quests. Now I'm working on the Aldmeri Dominion and the Ebonheart Pact quests. And since I just finished my pledge, I can go back to the quest giver, Belgril.
Anyone ever dare you to eat a live slaughterfish? Remember to knock its teeth out first. Other than that, I have no regrets.
I placed the wards in the Corpse Garden.
Good. The local bumpkins can return to calling it.
And then I'll complete the quest just like before. I'll get a bonus bit of XP, and then these Undaunted Merits package, and I'll open that and get some nice loot. And pledges, lately that's what I've been enjoying the most. It's a challenge to do every day. It's kind of like daily quests. And yeah, something I want to stress in ESO now, it has never been a better time to play this game because the 1 Tamriel update allows you, from the moment you start your character, to go any zone you want in the entire game, regardless of what alliance you start as. It also allows players of any level to play with everyone else. That's why I didn't even have to check with the Dolmen earlier what level the guy was, because everything's scaled. You can play with anyone that you want. So even though you can see I'm champion level 114, I'm pretty ahead of you. If you start the game today, we can start playing together today. That's the best part of this game, I think. No other MMO does it better than ESO with this 1 Tamriel update. That was like the smartest decision that ZOS could have made. And now I just went through my loot and I was marking it as junk, and I want to show you that
we're doing some remodeling.
I can go to this NPC merchant, and that makes looting easier for me too, because things that you know you're not going to use, you can just mark them as junk, hit sell all junk right at the bottom there, and then you got your money. Super useful at another aspect that I love. So for my last few points, I just want to show the similarities to playing, the single-player games, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. Look at how beautiful first person is. And now I also want to mention, as you watch this, 2 things. For combat, I want to stress you are given 2 different ability bars. Those are independent, and they are matched to your 2 weapons. They could even be, I could use 2 destruction staffs if I wanted. And also, I showed you a public dungeon. There are also 4-man dungeons, and also even bigger, like 12-man dungeons called trials. But look at how pretty first person is. I mean, if I took a screenshot right now, you might guess that that's from Skyrim or something. Something else, you can swim in this game. It's great. I think the water graphics look beautiful. And not only can you swim, but also on the beaches, you can kill the mud crabs too. So there's a little mud crab right there. You can kill it and then loot it, just like in the other games. Now the last point, there's also lockpicking in this game. The mechanism's a little bit different. You have to hold down your mouse button until it shakes and then release, and then it'll unlock. I actually really like that lockpicking mechanism. But that's it, got my loot. And that's it for the video. To my friend, I hope that you want to play ESO with me. I think we'll have a great time together. And since you watch both of these videos, I will pay for it for you if you end up not liking ESO. But you got to pay for it first. And you're the one that got me into the Elder Scrolls in the first place. And I know you will love ESO as well. To everyone else, if you're trying to convince your friend to play ESO, feel free to share this video with them, or make your own and share it in the forums with me. This is Ed the Breton. Shouts out Tamriel, Royal Guard, PC, NA. Let's go TRG life.